Hello again to all you light workers, light warriors, earth angels, star seeds. This is Sarah with Purple Angel Oracle. I just want to do another Ascension update. Just talk about a couple Ascension symptoms I've noticed. Just a bundle of stuff, all right? Kind of what I normally do, right? And then I'll do some messages from the angels as well. So for those of you that don't know, I connect with the angelic realm very much. So I also connect with a lot of galactic families as well, but the angelic realm is where I connect the strongest, okay? So one thing I've been noticing is the body is healing a lot faster, okay? Now, this doesn't mean everybody's noticing this yet, but my dad and I have definitely noticed this. Certain ailments on his body that have been there for a very long time are starting to heal and quickly. Also, I've noticed several things on myself as well. Our bodies are definitely repairing and rejuvenating themselves for this shift, okay? Because we're trying to hold the light, more light, okay? So there's a big shift going on with our actual physical bodies. We're transforming into light bodies, okay? So things are being, rejuvenated and healed. So that's something I've definitely noticed. There's a lot of work going on internally. And some of us might be craving more food because there's a lot of energy being burned because of this transition we're going through. We're thinking a lot more, analyzing, getting a lot of downloads. So the collective might be craving more food, and it might be junk food, and that's fine. Okay, listen to your body, give it what it wants right now. This is intense. This is huge. I cannot stress that enough. And if you're not, some people might be craving less food. Okay, but the important thing is to listen to your body and give it what it wants right now, because the body is trying to basically transform itself, right? Change itself. We're going through a huge change. For some reason, I cannot find the right word. But anyway, so yes, that's definitely something I've noticed. For me personally, I've been noticing like getting more of those moments throughout the day of remembrance and comfort. And I've been feeling those more and more each day. It's kind of like how deja vu comes in. It's in short amounts, right? But it's coming in more and more. So that feeling of comfort, and it's just, I can't even describe it. It's just a feeling of love and remembrance of certain things in your life too, and why they happened. More synchronicities I've definitely been noticing are arising a lot more. And it feels really good when they do. But then at the same time, I feel like there's been some feelings of anxiety, feeling, separated from source, fears, doubt. A lot of those are surfacing, but I feel like, for the collective, depending on where you're at in this process, right? But I mean, saying for me personally too, those moments are pretty short-lived. Like, here's an example. The other night, right before I was going to bed, I started getting this anxiety and just questioning things, and it was just dark. I was like, and I was like crying out to God and my higher self, like, help me. What is going on? And I just kind of fell asleep, and God does that for me a lot, or the angels. They're just like, shh, go to sleep. And then I woke up, and it was short-lived. And I'll get those moments here and there, but they're, like I said, they're very short-lived. Okay. So that's something I've been noticing. Please let me know if that resonates with you as well. This is something, what was I just going to say? Oh, okay. This is something me and my dad were just talking about. Things throughout our day can arise that we're like, why is this happening? Things that upset us, or, we're trying to maintain a state of peace here, right? And I get these moments too. I mean, we're still living in this 3D world, okay? So our surroundings aren't necessarily responding to how we're feeling. And I think the most important thing is you need to trust that everything you do, say, and think is for the perfection of creation. It was all perfectly planned this way. Okay? It's just, everything's like a puzzle piece. And it needs to be there for this whole thing to happen. So this is a good way to comfort yourself and reassure yourself when certain things arise that you don't understand, that hurt you. It's an important part of this process. Everything was already planned. We planned this for ourselves. We decided all this. So that's something to keep in mind, and it also brings a lot of relief knowing that we decided to do this before we came here. And there's a reason for it. There's always a reason for everything. Okay? So that was just something him and I were discussing. And then this is something I've heard a couple people say, that we're coming into a renaissance of new creation, right? Well, when I had my intense awakening in 2013, which I've discussed in previous videos, I remember bits and pieces of it, and it's all coming back to me, like I had mentioned, and coming back to be analyzed. But I remember saying the word renaissance a lot. And while I was going through it, I thought it was happening right then. Like it was right around the corner, because I was in the now when I was going through that. Everything was happening all at once. And it was like, now that I'm looking at it, was me really kind of predicting the future, right? Even though there really isn't time. But that's definitely something, when I was going through that, I was like, we're coming into a renaissance of new creation. Like the earth is finally going to be our actual playground, a playground for angels and spirits. And, that's what this was created for us to experience heaven in a physical body and enjoy everything it has to offer with all of our senses, creating, tasting, hearing, seeing. I mean, it's all spiritual. Our physical body, this entire planet, it's all spiritual. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be like a place, heaven on earth, so we can finally enjoy it with no limits. Okay. And once everyone reaches that point, when the shift happens and we're just all full of light, there won't be such thing as darkness. So that's not something we have to worry about anymore, right? Because we've reached a point where that's no longer allowed. It's not going to mesh anymore. It's not going to match the vibration, so it's not going to be there. We had to go through this entire process for us to be able to enjoy this planet and realize how to treat the planet and make it a heaven for us, right? A heaven on earth. It's funny because my dad and I were joking, because it's this huge celebration coming, right? A renaissance of new creation, a giant party. And he's like, what did he say? A 20 kegger. And we're just laughing because it's like kegers of light, right? So it's like, do a keg stand. How much light can you get? I'm sorry if that offended anybody. I don't see how it would, because I thought it was pretty funny. Just to picture that, like picturing angels and star seeds and our galactic families, How much light can you take in? I just thought I'd share that because it made me laugh. And that's, what? That takes me to my next point here. Humor. I'm telling you, the angels, God, Jesus, they all are very humorous. Okay. Humor is one of the best medicines. And this is another thing too that goes into it. I was watching a video with Cryon. I don't know if you've heard of that. But he said the aliens, or that's a strange, we don't use that word anymore, right? But you know what I mean. Our galactic families created spaceships for us because we wanted to see them. They're like, oh, well, you guys want to see them. If you need proof, or you just want to look at something in the sky, I guess we're going to build a spaceship. Like a prop, right? I thought that was pretty funny because that probably is what it is. Because if you think about it, if these are higher dimensional beings, they don't really need spaceships. You know what yeah, maybe they do. I don't know how all that works, but I thought that was pretty clever. And that's probably exactly why they did create spaceships. So, yeah, I thought that was funny. So humor is definitely a really good tool to get through all of this. Joke about it. Be lighthearted about it, because that's what it is. Humor is really magical when it comes to getting through all of this. Okay, make jokes about it. It doesn't have to be taken so seriously. Okay, so another thing, I don't know. You guys probably already know this, but this is pretty cool. The full moon is going to be on 12/12, so December 12th, and it's going to be exactly full at 12/12. And I believe that's AM. I didn't even really look up. I'm pretty sure it's AM. So 12/12 at 12/12. I thought that was pretty cool. So I just thought I'd share that if you didn't know. And if you would like a little bit more confirmation that something is definitely going on the planet, I was watching Suspicious Observers, which is another channel on YouTube. And he mentioned that when plants are stressed, they send out an ultrasonic scream. So they're literally talking to us and the earth, okay? They're putting out an ultrasonic scream because they are under stress right now, okay? Just like a lot of people going through this shift. That's proof right there that this entire planet is undergoing a massive shift, okay? The plants themselves they're feeling this stress, this shift, this pulling, this tugging, this transformation. And it's not easy. We all know that it's not easy, but I just thought that was amazing. They actually send out an ultrasonic scream. So I just wanted to share that. So let's move on to the messages from the angels. So what I got, the first one I got was nurture, Archangel Gabriel. And it says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So for those of you that have children or are around children or have children in your family, nieces, nephews, whatever, I think it's important to nurture them, take time out to talk to them, just nurture, right? Because there are a lot of children being born right now, which I'm sure a lot of you already know about, are already in a higher vibration. Okay, so we can learn a lot from them, and we are learning a lot from them. And so while you're nurturing them, as it says, you're nurturing your own inner child. You're connecting to spirit in that way as well. So that's something to think about if you do have children or you're around children, okay? And if you're not around children, you don't have children, I think it's important to remember the child that lives inside of you and nurture that child. Because there's a lot of, I think, suppressed things from a lot of people's childhoods that need attention and they need love. So remember to send yourself love and send that inner child love as well, okay? And then I also got counselor, Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So I think what I'm getting from this is keep in mind that if you are listening to this and you're in tune with what's going on here, you're a wise old soul. Okay, we already know that. So by taking time to say things to people, even random people in the store or just, anything, taking time to say something nice, or, sometimes I'll be out and I can tell someone's really stressed, like the woman that's checking me out at the store, checking me out at the checkout, the checker, jeez. um, you know, and I'll say some kind of comment like, it's all right, you know, don't worry about it. Like, just you speaking and speaking from your heart, people feel it. Whether they consciously know it or not, they feel it. So anytime you're speaking from your heart to anybody, you're helping them in some way, just because you hold so much light inside of you, and it, even though they can't feel it or consciously feel it or see it, it's there. So remember that all the time when you're going out and doing your stuff, going to work, whatever. The smallest little comment can change somebody's day completely. Okay? Okay, and then another one I got was, let's say, take your power back. Or take back your power. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Exactly. So, you know, obviously we're trying to manifest this shift here. So just make that your intention. And I said this in another video. Picture what that is going to feel like. Okay, what that shift is going to feel like for you. What do you want it to feel like? And picture it as if it's already happening in your mind. Because your imagination is real. You know, it is real. What you're imagining, that's you creating. Your imagination is what creates. So imagine this shift. Imagine it already happening. Imagine how it feels for you. Let it come over you that way. Okay? And then I got patience. So Archangel Jophiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Okay? So though this is happening very quickly, I feel like Spirit's just saying, once again, we still need to be in a space of being patient. I feel like there is a sense of urgency and we can't help that. All right. But at the same time, we need to trust in the universe, trust in source, that it's all happening in divine time. Okay. And not get upset if it doesn't happen as fast as we want it to. Okay. Because we can already tell it's happening pretty fast. And it said right there, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Okay. So that confirms it. It's just at the same time knowing that, but also being patient and just kind of being content and relaxed in the space that you already are. Okay. And at the same time, like I said, imagining, take time, even if it's just right before you go to bed. Take yourself there. What do you want your heaven on earth to be like? Because that's what it's going to be for you. Your imagination is what creates. That's why it is super important to take time and imagine yourself being there, okay? So, that's about it. This video was actually longer than a lot of my other ones, and I know I kind of jump all over the place, but that's just how I do it. So, let me know if you enjoyed this, if it brought any clarity or confirmation. I love hearing from you guys. I love your comments. I am so happy to be connecting with everybody in this way. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Bye.